What's up, people? We're here with Camilo Castañeda.
That's fine. Yeah.
Castañeda.
Castañeda.
Castañeda. Well,
Castañeda.
I'm a dumb American. We fuck up accents.
Yeah,
It is
nah,
what
you're
it is,
good,
you know.
bro. That's fine.
If I wasn't American, I'd be offended, but I am.
You have an easy name.
Exactly. Jack Cole.
Cole.
Not too simple. But what's going down, people? We keep it real. We'll leave that in. I'm here with the legend, Cami C's. Cami is a 26-year-old video editor, videographer, agency owner, entrepreneur, content creator with over 225,000 followers across all social media. He started editing 11 years ago and has since turned his passion into profit by scaling a highly successful video editing agency, making over $25,000 a month in less than 2 years.
Yeah.
Killing the game. He now works with some of the biggest brands in the world, such as Remington, shaving yourself up, creating DTC ads, driving crazy results, and his newest evolution in his career is he's now a VP Plus mentor as well. Cami, welcome to the podcast, brother.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Thanks for the invite. What an intro as well.
Of course,
That's the best.
Of course.
Can we
bro.
clip this? I just want to play this every morning
Yeah,
when I wake up.
We'll put that as ringtone. We'll be selling that as a ringtone going forward. You got to buy that. Like back in the day, you buy the ringtone.
Yeah.
But Cami, I want to start at the beginning. Obviously, we'll work our way through. You have some mega gems for everybody here. And
Yes, sir.
a lot of people, as you know, you've been a VP Plus for a while. It's a very similar audience on my channel, and I assume is yours as well. Most people are beginners, right?
Mhm.
They're towards the early stage of their career.
Mm-hmm.
If we had to put a number on it, they're making 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe upwards of, at a maximum about 5 G's a month, between 1 and 5 G's a month. So they're in the early days, they're getting started, and that's a bit of a window there, but I think it encapsulates the place people are. They're looking to build this into a full-time career,
Mhm.
and if they're watching this podcast, they're trying to soak up gems from dudes like you
Yes,
who
sir.
have gone through the hierarchy of grinding, but
From zero.
exactly, which is the most important
Without
part.
help.
Yeah.
Without VP Plus.
Huge. Exactly. That's the thing. I wish I had a VP Plus back in the day.
Right? I know. It's
I
crazy.
had to do all. I look back and I'm like, we were talking before we started the podcast of like how young people are now
Yeah.
and how they're killing the game.
Yeah.
And it's like they're doing bigger things than I was doing at that
I
age. I was
know.
figuring shit out. I was a lot dumber when I was that age. And I think also there's a lot like more information out there in terms of communities.
Mhm.
Communities are a thing now. Wasn't really that much of a thing like when we
Yeah.
were kind of getting started.
A lot of
And-
mentors, a lot of coaches now.
Mentors, but also just SaaS and AI. Like
Yeah.
there's so many to plan out concepts for content, to even automate things that weren't automatable back in the day, like
Yeah.
captions. Premiere Pro didn't even have auto captions back in the day. Like that alone is revolutionizing tech.
For
But
sure.
I say that to say this: give us your backstory. How did you get into the video production game?
Bro, the backstory. I mean, when I was a kid, I think I was like 12, I started recording my Call of Duty videos.
Of course.
So this is back in the day
Yeah.
when you couldn't just click a button and record. You had to get a capture card,
Yep.
which was this USB device that connects.
HD PVR.
Not even HD, bro. It was 720p.
Yeah.
It was before the HD PVR.
Mm.
I had to put that onto the laptop, connect some cables to the back of the TV,
Yep.
get this terrible program that will record it in 720p.
Yep.
Then I had to press record and play for hours, only to then go through and sift through the content to then cut my best bits.
I remember.
And look, I'm not gonna say I was the best, but I was pretty good.
Yeah,
at
you're
quick
kinda
scoping.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Rust, 360 no scope
bro,
on
not
Rust, bro.
even, not even like just in the middle of a game.
Bro, that used to be the most competitive thing when we were younger. Like
Same.
my first day in school, Noah Archer, who I ended up building my video production company with, right? I sat down on the table with him,
Yeah.
and I was the cocky American kid. So I'm talking about Call of Duty. You play Call of Duty? Call of Duty? Everyone plays Call
Yeah.
of Duty. And I'm like, you can't beat me in fucking quick scopes.
Oh,
Can't beat me.
damn.
And he was like, well, I'm PS3. I was Xbox. So I was like, I could even beat you on the PS3.
Wow.
Went back to his house.
Big
He
claim.
beat me. He
Oh,
took me out
come
of the game. He took me out of the game, bro. I can't lie. But I had the
Rough.
excuse. I was like, I'm Xbox. But
Yeah. No, it was cool because I really enjoyed the process of going through a bunch of clips, finding a really cool clip, be like, oh, this is great.
Mhm.
Then finding music, and
Yeah.
at the time I was editing with Vegas Pro,
Yeah, same.
and the only things that I was looking at that was what I was aspiring to do was the videos of FaZe Clan.
Yeah.
So they were doing all these montage videos, and I was like, oh, I want to do videos like these.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make videos like these guys.
Huge.
So I was watching tutorials, I was breaking down how they were doing things, and just downloading After Effects.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Whoops.
FBI.
Did you watch Baker Tuts?
Yes.
Yo,
Oh,
bro, I know
Baker
you're an OG
Tuts.
now
Yes.
because you're on Baker Tuts, bro.
He's good.
He was the OG.
Wow, it's full circle now because I'm
Yeah.
now the one making the tutorials. It's
Bro,
pretty
it's
cool.
hilarious. I know,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
But back then it was I really enjoyed. I used to just sit down and watch a 25-minute tutorial.
Yeah.
That was like, do this, do that.
Yeah, facts.
Nowadays it's quite difficult. Like you need a good attention span. to really, and the tutorials now are just next level and they're much better and
in depth,
better produced. So, but yeah, that's kind of how it started. I went from doing that. Then I was making videos with the camera that my dad had. And then I just, my dad had he tried to do videos as a job. So he was doing like wedding videos with the big cameras and the lights.
big boy videography
Yeah.
stuff.
But he was working with Latinos and they were a little bit difficult to work with.
They're trying to short him on the chains. They're
Yeah. So, and I was like, oh, you know, my parents were immigrants. So we came to the UK when I was 5. And I was like, oh, I want to do something that's going to help pay them back.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, my dad's video stuff, I love you, Dad, but it's not really working right now. And I was just thinking, let me just do engineering. So my whole focus for a long time, I kind of stopped doing videos for a while, was just to do engineering. But then when I was in school in engineering, I did a module on marketing. And then I realized, well, a lot of businesses need video for their marketing.
Yeah.
And at the time, Instagram was becoming more popular and videos.
What year was this?
This was 2017.
2017, okay.
And videos were getting more popular on Instagram and videos were longer than a minute. And IGTV came out and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, well, if I know how to edit already because I've done all these effects with the face cam videos.
Yeah.
I just need a camera. I can put it together and I can make the sick videos for these brands. And then I started doing that. I got a camera. Then I started filming for free and with my friends. And I started getting like small jobs. And whilst I was at university, I was freelancing. So I was going from, so I went to uni in Brighton. I was going from Brighton to London. And then basically spending the money that it took me to get there just to do the videos to come back.
Oh, of course. That's part of the hustle. That's why you got to be passionate to do this stuff. Like, I remember this one day where I was like, I felt like a hustler because I woke up in Totnes, Devon, like down in the countryside down there. That's where I lived before I moved to England. And I had 2 jobs, right, in the same day. I had a promo video for Drama Park Lane in London, which is a nightclub. I got the train up. I was paid 250 quid for the job. The train up cost me like 70. You know what I mean? Came up, got the job done. And then got a train back down to back down to Devon, to Plymouth actually, and filmed a nightclub that night down on the opposite end of the country. But I think that's like, people, I don't know, like in this day and age, I think to a certain extent people are spoiled. Like obviously, like I can hear you were willing to put the extra time in, and go the like literal extra distance driving from Brighton to Thingamajig. That's such a staple of the people who are going to make it, is like you weren't looking at the bottom line back then.
No, it was, for me, it was just like, I want to get really good at the skills. And I was like, I was getting paid 100 quid for like a whole day shoot and like 3 videos. I was like, I'm making nothing here, but it's really fun. And at least I can say, look, this is one client that I've had and getting the experience. And for me, it was like, I didn't even want to do it for money because I was like, this is still not going to be a great career. Because I didn't really know it was going to be a great career. I was still just focused on engineering. I thought I'd be an engineer, work there 20 years. I'll be making like 80, 100K a year. I'll be doing good. The money will go to mom and dad and then it'll be sorted. Yeah. And then it wasn't until I was working as an engineer after uni for about 1.5 years as a fire engineer that I was like, the people here that I've been working for 20 years are doing the same thing that I'm doing, but maybe getting paid a little bit more. They don't look happy. Like, they don't look happy at all. And I was going home and I was starting my YouTube channel. I was trying to get better at videos. And it was just a case of, I think I should just go all in on this. But I didn't go all in the sense of I became a freelancer. I actually took a massive pay cut and worked inside a startup as a video editor. And that's where I learned how to do direct response ads. Because there was a company that was selling pet supplements at scale to America. And the only marketing they were doing was paid ads. And they were spending like $1 million a month on ads. When I was looking at these numbers, I was like, $1 million a month on ads. That's crazy. And it was just like people like shaking the bottle and showing the dog before and after and a testimonial. And it was just a case of, I came in there, I was adding sound effects and like whoosh transitions and stuff like that I learned from my experience. And they were doing way better than some of the other videos. So I was actually teaching some of the other editors how to edit like me.
More engaging content.
More engaging content, And that's where I learned how to do direct response videos. Huge. And then it got to the point where I was using that experience and those results to sell it to other clients
on the side.
On the side as a little moonlight going on. And then from that was when I have a bit of an L that I haven't shared.
Oh yeah.
Tell us. I must just tell you, I left that job to work for a YouTuber who I'm not gonna tell you. I might tell you.
Privately. I need to find out after.
Yeah, bro. I worked for a YouTuber and she was doing like 2 million subscribers. And I was gonna be her editor because I was making YouTube videos, and she was
Yeah.
like, "I love your style, you're so good." And I was like, "Thank you." Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
And it was like, she was like, "I want to pay 10K a month," and I was like,
To
"Fantastic."
come up. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like, let's go.
I was like, from with massive pay cut, which was
Yeah.
like 1.7 a month. I was
Yeah,
like, "Let's go," not realizing that it's 10K a month, but I have to be editing like 10 YouTube videos for her every single month to get that. I was
full
like,
time, non-stop,
full time,
locked in.
and then I was like,
Yeah.
great, cool. First video, she sends me 9 hours of footage to edit a 12-minute vlog.
Come on.
And I was like, it took me 2 full days, and I'm quick at
Yeah,
edit.
yeah.
Like I have my shortcuts, I have my whole
Yeah,
systems
yeah, yeah.
going on, and I'm
Workflow.
like locked in.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like I was just plugged into the matrix, just kind of like doing
Yeah.
this. And it took me 8-9 hours for just to make the rough cut.
Yeah,
And then
of
the
course.
next day I was still editing, and I was so burnt out. For like 1 month, I was so sad, bro.
But you did the first month.
I did the
with her.
first month for her,
Damn.
but I didn't even get 10K because I didn't do all the videos that she needed me to
Crazy.
do. I couldn't do the 9 videos.
Yeah, you couldn't
I
stomach
did
it.
like 3 because there wasn't enough time.
Mini docs, basically.
Yeah, they're literally mini documentaries.
Yeah.
And I had edited documentaries before. It was way
You
easier.
already had-
Yeah. So it was for me, it was a bit of an L because I was so sad. I was like, I think I made a mistake because it was between working for her
Yeah.
and doing videos for clients as direct response, which I already had some clients that were interested.
On the side, yeah.
Yeah. So then I thought I just took a massive L. I was like, should I go back? I was looking at engineering jobs. I thought that this was a low point.
What year was that?
That was 2021.
Crazy, because that's the most fascinating thing is that your success with the agency is only like basically since then. You left there, and that was literally going to be one of my questions. How did you escape your 9 to 5? Because you're working as an engineer. I was thinking like, how the hell did you transition out there, and like, how much were you making a month when you quit? But you're saying you got offered like a literally life-changing opportunity to say, hey, quit your, job, which you're making, like absolute entry-level salary, 1,700, just getting by, paying some bills, whatever. That's how it is in London. People around the globe might be like, what's 1,700? I'd be killing the fucking game out here. Yeah, but no, in London, that's like, you're probably fucking homeless, got 1,700. You're fucking still begging for money every night.
Yeah, bro, it's literally like that.
Yeah.
I was living with my parents and I was still struggling because I was like, I'm obviously helping my parents with rent, but I can't do anything. I can't go out. If I go out, that's like 100 quid.
Yeah.
And then that means I'm not eating
for
a week.
It's probably not the ROI there. Probably
Yeah,
isn't the best one night, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but that's super interesting. So how the hell did you pivot from that? And
I can tell you about
Yeah.
how I left my full-time job because that was
Yeah.
the scariest call ever.
Yeah.
Because I was literally saying, my engineering job, I'm very grateful for it. I learned a lot about what it's like to work in a big corporation, and I learned about how to write emails, how to communicate with clients because it was a client-facing.
So much first-hand knowledge that you're using still right now.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
100%. Just how to communicate clearly and effectively, even with the team. And I had a really good manager. His name's Michael, and we actually started doing content together. He flew out with me to Germany to film an Aston Martin commercial. So
the Frankfurt one.
Yeah, the Frankfurt one. Yeah, exactly.
Sick.
So
sick.
He really showed me what good leadership was like, and I learned a lot from this. I was very grateful, and it was a good job. It had benefits. It was like at the time it was a good salary, and the people were nice. But looking forward to what I wanted, it wasn't gonna give me what I needed.
Yeah,
and I was saying goodbye to all of that to work as a video editor for way less pay, in something that I didn't even know was gonna be good.
Yeah,
and I can't lie, working as a full-time editor in-house was a lot of work because I was doing 3-4 videos a day. So that's like, what's the math on that? 30 videos a week.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was rough. But that call, when I called the boss, I was so nervous. I was like, okay, I've just got this job as a video editor. And he was so happy. He was like, bro, that's amazing. That's what we wanted to do. So I was very fortunate in that situation.
So the engineering job understood it, and you transitioned away. And then how did you tell the agency or like the in-house video editor that you're working as, how do you tell them, listen, I'm going to work for this YouTuber?
Yeah, so that was an interesting one because I had really good relationships there, and I'm not gonna say I was the best editor, but I was very valuable there because the videos that I was doing, people were emulating.
Yes.
And I love the people there. But when I was like, I'm gonna work for this YouTuber, maybe make 10K a month. It was a really scary thing. I remember going to there was like a booth, and I just sat there and I was like, how do I tell him?
Yeah,
what do I say?
Yeah.
But I was like, look, I'm gonna give my 2 weeks notice. I'm gonna do this other thing somewhere else. And they're like, oh no, that's fine. Like, it's really sad, but you wanna do what you wanna do. And I think most people can appreciate that because I was doing content on the side. I was making YouTube videos. always interested in doing more things and more passionate about other things. So I think most people were like kind of saw it coming.
They it was they could see that you were maybe gonna outgrow this place, and it was kind of a stepping stone or something like that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Interesting. So when does the niche of car videography come into it? Because like that's such a like a random niche, particularly. I would think you need kind of like an introduction to that niche, or you need to know the right person who
Bro,
is in the niche.
I'll tell you my exact thought process.
Yeah.
And I've documented this on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I was sitting and I watched one speed ramp video, and I was like, it was of this car's like the whipping transition. And I was like, bro, I've been doing this stuff for years. I was doing this stuff a long time ago because I used to watch Peter McKinnon, and he used to do that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I was like, why is it so I can do this. Exactly the same behavior when I was a kid watching these montages from FaZe Clan. And so I just contacted everybody that I knew that maybe knew that somebody that had a car. And my friend Kevin, he's a photographer, a friend from secondary school. Great guy. He connected me to his brother who had a McLaren, and he had a friend who had a McLaren.
Huge.
Don't ask me how he has a McLaren. But he has a McLaren. And I was like, great, let's go. And I just tried it, bro. I just literally tried. I tried filming. I tried everything. It wasn't the best videos compared to now. But it kind of got me in that space, and I just kept documenting that stuff. And people liked the transitions and liked the videos. So I was like, let's make a tutorial. So for me, it's always been, I'm very curious about something. I'm gonna just try it, and if I fail, okay, I fail. But it's never been the case of, oh, I'm too scared to try it because I might fail. I think failure is great. Like, failing is just trying something and not getting to this successful destination that you want to get to. And even then, you're gonna learn so much from it. So
failing forward, bro. It's like failing forward. Yeah. Like, I've got this great list of every business that I've ever tried and subsequently failed at, and I plan to make a like multi-hour long video of me it's like already like 30-40 hustles long, you know what I mean, the list of every little business I've tried and failed at until the day that I
bro, how many are in there?
Bro, I'll look at it. It's in my pin notes, like at least like 30-40 something like that. But the day that I have $1 million liquid, I'm gonna make a video walking through every business I've ever had. So each line is one.
For the audience, that's a long. That's like a message from your ex-girlfriend.
Bro, she's like, yeah, fuck you. No, that's exactly, bro. She's cussing me out, bro. That's a big ass cussing out message right there for sure. But people don't understand how much you have to like fail forward, do, iterate. Fuck that up. But I learned a lesson. I'm gonna apply that to the future. Great, fantastic. Like, people don't really get how that process goes. You know, there's so much that goes into it. But
I think there's a reason for that though.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's so easy to see people succeeding now. On Instagram, you see somebody that's like, how I made 20K in 30 days.
Yeah.
Because that type of content is attractive, and so it gets fed to you. And so the reality is that's like 1% of the population, maybe even 0.1%.
Yeah, right.
But because they're documenting it and you're seeing it, it's almost like, oh, if I just do this for a bit, I'm going to get results. As opposed to not understanding that they are, you know, very lucky. Super, like 1 in a million chance of doing that.
A statistic, like an absolute statistic.
Or 2, they have had a lot of experience prior to that, like you and me, to get to this point. And so it's easy for people to be like, oh, I want to get to that. But wait, I gotta take pay cuts and I gotta do all this work. I don't want to do that.
And doubt yourself.
Exactly.
Like, you doubted yourself big time. I bet you, because I know I doubt myself heavy. Like, you know, when you're like doing a transition, fuck, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? I don't know. You probably were like pretty fucked up in the head when the 10K opportunity kind of fell through.
Oh yeah, I was really sad. I mean, I'm very fortunate that my family was very supportive. I have a very supportive girlfriend. Like they all were very patient with me. They were like, this guy is crazy, bro. But they were all just kind of like, okay, he clearly wants to do this. This is the right thing. But I was really sad because I thought that I was gonna hit home run with my ideas and with my belief. But I was like, you know what? It's okay. Like, I have a bit of a runway of income. I have like maybe I had like a month. I don't know. I was lucky that I also had potential. Well, I had the skills from doing direct response videos, and I was like, let me just do these videos for these clients that want to do direct response videos, and they weren't as sexy. Like, they were videos of air fryers, and videos of cooking equipment. But I was like, if I can just make the best videos for them, they're gonna pay me good money for it.
Where did you get those clients as well? The initial ones.
So I had the first few I was getting by making a spec video. So I made like a fake, the first video was I made a commercial of the speaker.
Yeah.
I literally was like, I'm in my house, everyone's doing these commercial videos. And I was doing a lot of commercial video YouTube content. So I was like studying Daniel Schiffer and all of those guys. Yeah. And I was like, let me take the speaker. I'm going to film a commercial from it. And then I made it and I showed my cousin. Not this cousin, another cousin.
Another one. You got a lot of cousins, a lot of Colombian cousins laying around.
Where is it? Hey, so I saw my cousin's batch, and he's like, "You should just send it to them." And I was like, "Nah." Like I was like, "It's not that good, whatever." And I actually sent it to the company was called Anchor. You probably know them.
Yeah, the speaker, of course. Yeah.
And I was like, hey, this is a video. Have it for free. I don't want anything from it.
Yeah.
But if you're interested, we can do these videos. I lied through my teeth. We can't. Well, I kind of can. But I kind of can't.
Yeah. Finesse. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, just a little bit of finesse. And and then lo and behold, they replied, and they were like, yeah. And they sent me these earphones, wireless earphones, and I made a commercial for them, and I got paid for that, and I got paid to also do a behind the scenes on my channel. So then that content, I just kind of recycled that formula, which is giving, you do this too. You give value first, and then people are gonna respond to you. Because you can send whatever cold message to anybody, and if it's not at least offering some value that you're gonna give, it's just saying, hey, look, I'm a creator, I can make videos for you. Nobody's gonna really want to respond.
It's actually a take.
It's more of a take. Yeah, it's like, wait, that means I have to actually tell you what to do. I have to do something. I have to give you a job, as opposed to you coming up there and being like, look, this is the job that I can do for you. Here's an example. Like, let's talk.
Initiative, rather. Initiative. Like showing that initiative up front. Because that's the thing. Like, this sounds dumb for anybody who doesn't have a busy schedule, but it takes effort to like mentally process how to give someone a project if you're a busy person. You know that, I'm sure. Someone comes like, Kemi, what's the number one thing I can do for you right now? You're like, I gotta stop and think, what is the number one thing? What did he, I guess he was late on that, I guess, but then I have to teach you how to do it. You don't know how to, it actually creates a bigger problem asking me what you could do. But if you come along like, hey, what's up? You know, had a bit of time this afternoon, made some content for you. It's yours to use. It's my gift to you. If you want some more, you know where to find me. Yeah. Like flips the whole script. And
a key thing you just said there though was, I have to teach you how to do something. And a lot of business owners, they feel like, especially in like small, medium-sized businesses, they feel like they know everything about their business. They know how to make the best videos. They know how to do the content or whatever. And so if someone's coming up and saying, I want to edit videos for you, they think, oh, I'm going to have to teach them how to do the videos like me, which is a lot of work. And that's a lot of time. And for them, time is money. Because of the time they could be spending on that, they could be doing more videos.
Big time.
So that's why you have to come in and be like, look, I just made the videos exactly like you made them, slightly better. Let's work.
I found value for you that you didn't even know you needed, right? Like this email guy hit me up back in the day. And there's so many of these dudes now, so I'm probably just promoting a bad practice for everyone's going to start sending me emails. Oh, we're going to write emails for you. I didn't hire the guy in the end, but he really did catch my attention because he was just like, Jack, what's up? You know, here's 3 fantastic emails. Try them out as a thread or an email. I guarantee they perform well. Post it as a thread, it performed well. Fantastic, amazing. Wow. They grab your attention. Now, he just found value for me. He said he saw that I'm posting on Twitter. He saw that I'm trying to market. Fantastic. Wrote some tailor-fitted emails that could be a thread, and just says, hey, this is yours. So they found value for you. They approach, and the paradox of this strategy is that most people in a decision-maker position have people come into them with an ask, hand out. Hey, can I do this? Can you give me this? Can you hire me? Can I be your video editor? It's still an ask, right?
Yeah.
And then you come with a give, and it's like the paradox, it just blows their brain. Holy shit, everyone's asking me for stuff. This guy just came and gave. Wow, I'm going to entertain it. I'm going to give him
And it's rare. It's not as common. Some people might think that, oh, surely they're getting, it's like a girl. They're getting loads of DMs from other guys, surely. But they're not. They're not getting a lot of video edits.
And not quality, too.
Yeah, they're not quality, too. They might be getting some edits, but they might not be as good as yours. So it's worth a try. You're going to be more surprised by doing that than you won't be.
You know what the crazy thing is? I've done 3 podcasts in this exact same studio. We did Sam, Nico, now you. Every single person said they value first. Every single person.
It works.
Yeah. When we brought Nate on the other week, value first. Yeah. Everybody's just value first because...
At the beginning, though.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, of course. If you're, a top, Cami C doesn't have to go and do value first right now. Say, hey, I made a little thing this afternoon. No, you're working with Remington. You have a significant
Well,
agency.
interestingly though,
Yeah.
we don't do value first, but we do something. I mean, we kind of do, but it's a different level.
Yeah.
I'm not sending edits on a mass scale to businesses.
Yeah, not scalable.
But for example, right now we're contacting businesses that are doing 500K to 2 million a month on ads. I can't just send them a random video and expect them to reply.
Yeah.
Especially at scale, because you have to go through loads of emails and loads of leads, like 30,000 maybe.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is I'm saying, hey, like a cold email template will be something like, I noticed something in your videos that could be hurting the conversions. I just rewrote some of the hooks, or I have an idea of how you can do this better. Mind if I send it to you?
Yeah.
And so now I get the people that are interested replying saying, send it over.
Yeah.
Cool. So now I actually do that. And it's less of like, I'm going to edit a video, but it's more of a consultation of, I get you're doing videos.
Yeah.
This is what you should do to get better conversions.
We have sales assets. Myself and Tim, we have sales assets. So for what's called, if you're a web founder, right? If you're like a web design founder, we have sales assets. So we hit them, hey, what's up? Are you interested in this? With the landing page, with everything, and then again they gauge interest, and then we send them one of the pre-recorded sales assets, which will just be me doing a Loom video on vidIQ and being like, oh, if you're a web design founder and you're trying to rank for these keywords, this is really bad. Here's a better attention market. We show them a more undervalued things they could be ranking for, etc.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. There's still an element of value first, but it's more like scalable solutions that are pre-prepared sales assets that can be individually sent to them once they kind of gauge some interest, and then you can even do a personalized Loom when they gauge interest. Yes, we're interested. Cool, personalized Loom on their YouTube channel. So yeah, you're right. There's always
advanced tactics right there.
Right, exactly. They're always there. It's always an element of going above and beyond, and just adding more substance to the offer, right? But so just to take it back, we rambled a little bit, but you essentially, just to complete that question, you got into car videography because you just wanted to shoot some cool shit because you saw some stuff that you thought you could do better than, and your boy had a McLaren.
That's pretty much it. It was the case of, like I said, being curious, trying it. I didn't know I was gonna be good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm good because there are better people out there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know
you're one of the top car videographers in the world, right?
But I'm not as I would say quality as other people.
Yeah.
But what I did, I think what's unique is from that, what happened was I was figuring out how all these other guys were doing it. And I was then making tutorials on how these guys were doing it, because nobody was sharing the secrets.
Yeah.
Nobody was like, oh yeah, this is how you do it. Nobody. I was the first one to make these videos showing how to do these effects and these transitions and whatnot. And I would exactly, and I would make them first and then show how to do that.
Yeah.
So at least I had the credibility of, oh, he makes something, it's cool, it gets the views and it gets the attention. How does he do it? And then he makes the videos on it. And obviously, actually, at the time, it was taking me days to figure out how things were done. I was watching him frame by frame. Like, what plugin does he have? Like, I had no idea.
0.25 speed.
Yeah, literally, I had to just watch things and break it down. But I think for some reason, I had this intuition that if I put in the amount of effort there, I was going to get the views. And it did. So I'm really glad that I did it. And it was more of a passion project. I wasn't really thinking of this is going to monetize it, because I had the agency kind of working and growing, and I was still delivering work for clients and trying to upgrade the packages to be higher and higher. And but it was for me, it was like a nice creative outlet.
I fuck with this. Great. So you weren't necessarily like, because you were flown to Frankfurt with the place with the car elevator, and you went to fly out to Vegas as well for some stuff.
Yeah.
Was that, you weren't really doing like heavy client work with the car stuff? It was just for content creation stuff, basically.
Yeah, the Aston Martin thing, I was connected with a guy who was a photographer, Yanni, and he had connections to the Aston Martin dealership.
Yeah.
And he used the fact that I knew how to make videos, and he was very good with connections. We kind of pieced that together, and we did the whole video for them. And then we also had we got the hotel to sponsor the nights, just because that was sick.
Yeah, that was basically had the car right next to you and shit like that. Yeah.
And then SEMA was more of that was a play for my audience. I was like, it's really hard for me to get good cars in London.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard. I mean,
of course, it's not. The culture isn't kind of built
like
the
culture isn't so big here. So I went to SEMA to actually film a bunch of car videos.
Nice.
And if you might have seen, I mean, I still see this to this day, it's just 3 cars that I filmed there.
Yeah.
The content has been all over the internet. Like, I see it sometimes on people's pages, like, I just edited this video filmed by me, and I'm like, I literally have the files on my hard drive.
Yeah.
And I have the behind the scenes of me filming them. This is not your footage. But anyways,
No,
I don't
that's
care.
jokes.
You do what you want.
That's fucking jokes. That's jokes, bro. I mean, people are always out here hustling like
Hustling
this,
it out. I mean, I maybe would have done the same. Maybe not. I don't want to get caught.
It's a tricky one. Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. So that's fantastic. Now, you have a highly impressive direct-to-consumer agency, and you're doing like, you know, basically full stack content production. You come up with the like ideation, you script the videos, you come up with the hooks, you then edit the videos, you then even like you manage the ad campaign and everything as well.
So we don't actually. We have a very unique offer where we work with clients who already have established video production pipeline. So they make TV ads, for example, or they make proper ads because they have the budget for it, and because that's kind of what you do as a big corporation. You spend money on big commercials.
Yeah, big.
What we do is we take those videos, we take user-generated content, our copywriters and myself, we come up with the ideas for how we can piece it together to make a good, engaging video. Then team edits it, we send it to the client. But the unique part is the client and I have a relationship with the media buyer where I see all the data in the back end. So I can actually see the videos that perform the best, the videos that have good click-through rate, thumbs-up ratio, whatever. And so we can actually analyze and be like, oh, okay, the 50 videos we did last month are terrible.
Yeah.
And the 3 we did before that are great. Let's do more of the 3 we did before that.
Huge, bro.
Which is data you can't really get at scale
unless you're spending money.
Unless you're spending a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Because these videos, they're spending a lot of money a month on these ads, and it's a lot of different products. And so we are able to get so much data from that to make things better, which is actually really fun.
I bet you learned things about your own content creation through that as well, of like what stuff's gonna work well. What are some takeaways that you've had? Because that's like you're getting firsthand like look into data that otherwise is just like gated, right? You can't have access to that unless you go and spend the money yourself and iterate yourself and put out the 50 pieces of content to then see what ones won and what ones didn't. Like, are there any takeaways that you've applied for your own stuff?
Just the biggest takeaway is that the stuff that's overly edited and looks the best performs the worst. So the stuff that's
paradox.
The stuff that's properly been thought out and has like all the, like we spend a lot of time on it, and it's got like the music and the transitions and the effects and high quality tanks. There's a video that I did for this client where I had the air fryer in my kitchen on my phone. I was like, 3 reasons why you should get an air fryer, and like I open it and close it, and then like I cook some sweet potatoes and put it in. It made them like 70K or something ridiculous.
Crazy,
and I was like, why are we spending so much time on these other ones? But it's interesting. It doesn't happen all the time. I think it's really random. There is a bit of a like R&D, like
research and development type of stuff.
No, I mean like there's a bit of a
like an iteration cycle or what?
Like a randomness to it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so there's the right content at the right time for the right people at the right place, at the right state of mind to buy something. Pops off. Like I can't do that video again and expect the same results. What I can do though is understand that that hook was interesting for a reason. Oh, it was like something. I think the hook was something like, this thing is smaller than the microwave but can do a lot more. So that's when me and my cousin who does the copy, we've studied a lot of copywriting books and a lot of content about how to write copy that's gonna attract people through their pain points, through like a lot of people, they make a video and it's like, why you should do this thing, but what are the implications if you don't do this thing, and what happens to not only you but to your family or to your health or to I don't know, your reputation if you don't do this thing. And so if you actually call out the implications,
pain points, emotional triggers,
those kind of implications, it works a lot better. So
how to be a video editor, or how to be a video editor so your mother can stop working 3 jobs and spend more time with your siblings or whatever. You tap into an emotional trigger as the positioning of why you should fucking care about the first thing I said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Huge. There's an interesting thing. We read a book together called Cashvertising. And that one talks about 8 life forces. And so these 8 things, he's not in his head, 8 things that people always want to strive towards. And one of them is like keeping up with the Jonesins and being superior, sexual companionship, comfort of living. Like everything always goes towards it. And if you can take that as a framework to make better hooks and better videos, you're gonna get more than just lukewarm results.
it's like the people are always in one of two states, moving away from pain or towards pleasure.
Yeah.
And if you can position your, sales offer as that and tap into the emotion behind it, you get them to kind of sell themselves on being interested in the content. And like that's
easier said than done though.
Way easier.
Because you naturally make content thinking that that's what people want to hear.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to take your shoes and
everyone does it wrong as well. So you hear everyone doing it wrong. Like, well, when I started selling VP Plus and we started pushing it, like I thought, okay, I got to do a mid-roll ad where I'm selling. Yo, you need to sign up to VP Plus. We have 1,000 assets. We have this. We have this. Naming the features. And then you realize actually the best way you sell is you say, you walk them through an epiphany bridge. Are you currently struggling to get clients? I was struggling to get clients back then as well. Maybe this is leading you to think that this isn't a career you can actually grow in and it's just a side hustle. Well, Cammy also used to think it was just a side hustle until we learned about boom, boom, boom. And it's like, okay, cool. You walk them through an epiphany, a realization. They sell themselves. These are like, little psychological things that I think most people, at the higher level of sales, which is, what to a certain extent hooks are, that you're selling the video, right away. They understand that, and that's
what video has gone towards.
Yeah,
video has kind of moved away from a artistic experience of from we're used to movies and TV shows being where you see videos. Now it was human beings making videos on social. Now it's everything's marketing. Everything is trying to send a message to sell you something.
Signal,
to signal something.
Like, what are you tapping into? Which is why it's more important than ever to block out a lot of the noise and to focus on the important information. Like for the past 2 years I've been in a state of just auditing what I'm paying attention to. I don't know how much you do that, but just like, all right, let me unfollow these accounts because they're like I'm just not going to gain anything. I think they gain more than I gain. My number being on their thing is more value that they're gaining from me than I'm gaining from them. Cool,
that's
unfollow.
Deep.
Is a fact, bro. But auditing your life to a certain extent. Your offer though has evolved, right, over time. You obviously you had an amazing circumstance where you got to see like a more advanced offer in the companies you're working with before. You could kind of, I assume that played a role. But how did you develop a more advanced offer? Because I look at the position that most people are in. You're a video editor, right? You're making a couple G's a month. You're doing your thing. There's bigger things out there to achieve. There's bigger clients. You can't quite get your hands on them. Other people got them. How? Like, how are they making all this money?
Yeah.
Usually, it's a more thorough offer that someone's developed. I was sat down here with Nico. His offer is full content ideation. They'll find the topics. They'll upload all the content. They're scripting all the content. They're chopping it up. They're going to take the streams of one of their clients and they're going to make a new YouTube channel over here on the side. A clips channel. They've negotiated revenue share.
That's a full stack offer.
Let's go. Full stack, baby. Exactly. So talk about how you developed a more mature offer, and then you get paid significant cash for individual clients. It's not just for editing.
Yeah, I mean it isn't editing that we're really doing. Is we're opening a different revenue stream for them to get clients.
Yeah,
which is something that they didn't have before. Before it was just TV.
Yeah.
And they did some images and video ads, but now it's like, oh, they can actually get a lot more content through that. So, but to your question, which is how do you make a more advanced offer? I think you can do what Nico's doing, which is a full stack offer. We do A to Z everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do that. But I think if you're just super specific about one aspect of the pipeline of somebody's work, and you can just take over some of it, you have a good offer. So, for example, one of my students in my coaching program, he is a content creator, and he wanted to originally just do a SMMA and take care of the content forever.
Yeah.
But what he's doing now is he's doing the scripting, the filming if they're local, and the editing. But he just added on a marketing funnel with email. That's it. So we will help you. I think his offer is we will 3x your views and get you 10 to 20 leads every single month without having to run ads or whatever.
Huge.
And with just 1 hour of work from you. And so he will basically send the scripts to the person. He'll show them how to set up a setup to film. And that's it. And that's the flow. So now the person doesn't have to script, film, edit, then make the videos. And then now he has an email sequence that he can send to people to now get more leads to help him for the business. So it's kind of capturing an extra part of someone's business to help them get to a certain result, which is it can be more money, more sales. But there's primary I would say there's primary results you can get to a client, which is views, sales, leads.
Yeah.
But there's also secondary results.
Yeah.
So secondary desires, which is like authority. So we can help you become an authority in a certain space.
Facts.
For example, maybe I don't know, communication or quality. Like we will help your videos look the most quality out there. For example, or the most genuine or the most organic. So those are secondary desires that you can appeal to for different clients, and just having an offer that covers aspects of that, I think, is very important.
I think that's huge, bro, because in this day and age, it's, you know, people have never been more certain that they need to create content, but they haven't gone through what you and me have gone through, the iteration cycle of like being interested in one thing, learning how to make content from just a passion perspective, iterating, then trying to build a business out of it. They have no framework for making content. So if you can get in front of them and understand that you're the person who can activate that, that's you know, highly powerful. That's kind of what my offer is with the agency is, you know, we're just taking, you know, 7-figure decision makers who are making cash. They have a, you know, a top of funnel business, or the content is the top of funnel for the business that they're trying to sell. And they can justify opening up another traffic source. The people I work with, they are running significant ads on YouTube or Facebook, usually YouTube actually. And hey, you're going to open up an organic traffic source for me I'm not going to have to pay for? Fantastic, amazing. It helps a lot that I can show my YouTube channel and be like, oh, I'm a practitioner, not just a theorist. Look, I've built it for myself. We can do it for you. Case studies to me is something I always suggest VP Plus people to do, because if I hadn't built my YouTube channel, I don't really sell client results. You know, if you look on our website, contentassembly.com, you can see people saying fantastic things on video about us. Fantastic. Jack and Tim, you know, great guys. But I don't actually rely that much on the testimonials. It's really just the case study of what I've done for my own YouTube channel, and then talking a bit about what we've done for the clients as well.
Yeah.
When you work with coaching clients and you teach people how to build an agency similar to the agency you've built, or not necessarily similar, but an agency of scale, which is what you built.
Yeah. The business principles.
Yeah, the business principles, exactly. How much do you talk about case study and substance? And I already know because you walked me through, but how important is having a good case study for
I think
what you do?
I think you make more if you have more case studies. Yeah. I think your value is in direct proportion to how good your case studies are. And
substance.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And if you don't have a case, you can either have a case study or you can have a guarantee. Right? So if you don't have a case study, you should have a guarantee, because you got to understand, if you're going to come to a client with an offer, a client's going to be like, what happens if you don't deliver? Right? I lose money. Yeah. Right? So I pay you, and what if the videos do bad? So I need to have some kind of risk aversion net, right? That's either going to be, one, I believe in you because I've seen your case studies and I've seen your social proof, and people say you're good, or I've got a recommendation. If you don't have that, a guarantee is going to do that. And a guarantee has been very popular now because of Alex Hormozi's Offers book.
Oh, yeah. I'll work for the next 3 months, and if you don't see a result, don't pay me.
Don't pay. I'll give you my mum.
So I'll auction you my fucking new puppy. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that only really works if you only really need that if you don't have a lot of case studies. Yeah. But also, if you can deliver, you should use that, because it's very powerful in the sense, like, if you say something, in 3 months we'll get you this many leads, or you don't pay. Yeah. For any client, it's gonna be like, great, let's get on the phone with them, let's work with them.
Tangible result.
Yeah. Yeah. But one thing that a lot of people don't know about is that these guarantees have to come with stipulations. Yeah. Because they get very scared. They're like, oh, I don't want to do a guarantee because what if I don't do it? Right? Yeah. They're scared of their own ability, of what if I can't get them views, or I don't know how many views I can promise. Yeah, real. So a stipulation would be something that the client has to do in order for you to get there. So if you think about it realistically, if you promise a client, we'll get you 100,000 views in 3 months. Yeah. Okay. The stipulation might be you have to post every video that we do, and you do 20 videos for them a month, or 30. Yeah. There will be even if you make them in 3 months, you make them 90 videos, and each video gets just over 1,000 views. Yeah. You've made them 100,000, so you're fine. Yeah. You're gonna get paid. Yeah. You're not gonna have to give the money back. But a lot of people are afraid of that, especially at the beginning. Yeah. But I think it's in such a competitive space, if you don't have a guarantee or a strong case study, there's gonna be somebody else that does, and they're gonna get the job.
Because it's a hyper competitive market. That's the thing. The freelance market, it's not just rock up and just offer a little bit of service. people will say it's oversaturated, and it's usually the people who are, by fault of their own or by no fault of their own, sometimes find themselves at like the bottom of the hierarchy, and they feel as though it's too saturated because it's a bunch of people with a undeveloped offer, with not much social proof and not much substance, who maybe don't even, aren't even willing to do a guarantee, and in some cases don't even have the craziest skills, who are trying to build this into something, and they're all competing against each other at the bottom. When you get to the, mid to hierarchy of it, and we're not even at the pico top at all, to be honest with you. It's a crazy level to the game, but also we're towards the higher end. It gets easier because you have a lot of social proof, and you can command respect, and I can get on a call with somebody and show them very easily how I've built out a social presence for myself and how we can do the same. And then if they need more reinsurance, we can go to the website, we can show them, hey, listen, this is Sam or Raul, who we've recently achieved a result for, and they've generated a profit on the money they paid us. Great. But most people at the early stages, they don't have that, and they will say video editing's too saturated. I'm not going to grind that, right? How the hell can you upskill if you're somebody in the boots of someone who might resonate with that character profile that I've just walked through right there? How can you get out of that saturation level?
Right. I have an interesting take on saturation, because I don't think that the saturation should be break down into the sophistication that different buyers are in. So sophistication just really means how much do they know about something. So if you go to a restaurant, a cafe that has no Instagram, and you say, you should be doing videos, they go, I don't know if I should even have an Instagram.
I don't even have a phone.
They're not going to be very sophisticated. And so offering them $2,000 to make a video, and they say no, might make you think, it's saturated, or I can't do the work. But then on the other side, you can go up to a business who needs videos, needs ads, for example, just simple edits, and be like, 2,000 for videos. And you go, we need that because that's how we run our business. There's different levels what certain clients are at. And actually, an issue that one of my students had was he wants to do car videos for businesses that are automotive businesses, which are not very saturated not very sophisticated businesses, because they will make a sale with or without your videos. And so you can promise them, hey, well, you get more sales with my videos, but they run a workshop. If they got 100,000 clients, they're gonna not have enough, not gonna be able to do the work. So for them is kind of, for those kind of people, you have to understand that it's not about saturation. It's about trying to find a specific set of clients
who need
your videos, find the offer for those people, which is just a promise with your mechanism, which will be how you do the content or whatever, and then have either case studies or a guarantee to show that if it doesn't work, there is less risk for working with them. So I would say that spending more time thinking about what you want to do for these people is more important than learning how to edit better or getting a new pack or watching a bunch of tutorials.
I always look at it as like, what are you the most undeniable hire for? Because it's like, even with my track record and the things I've done, if I went to directly compete against you, you have a far greater track record in that specific vertical. Good luck, right? So there are things that I'm an undeniable hire for. There's things you're an undeniable hire for. There's things you're an undeniable hire for. There's things that you at home right now are an undeniable hire for. And there's other things that you really suck at competing in, right? So I think to a certain extent, it's a self-awareness practice of like, what are you actually tailor-fitted for? What are you an undeniable hire for? I was grinding clubs, right? I used to film clubs all the time on the weekend, right?
Were you also grinding at the clubs?
Yeah, well, hey, listen, it's back in the day, baby, back in the day. It's a PG-13 podcast, baby. And I ended up saying, you know what? I'm not going to go all the way with the club stuff because there's a motherfucker called Anthony Rubenstein. I'm going to make sure I tag you in this clip. Anthony Rubenstein made me decide I didn't want to continue with the club videography game. Because the dude was too good. He was fucking incredible, bro.
Really?
The shit that this guy was pulling back in the day, he had the fucking 3D camera when we didn't even have the 360 camera.
Oh.
He was killing the game. And I tapped out. I was like, you know what? I'm not the undeniable hire for this.
Yeah.
He's going to keep taking my work.
Yeah.
And, the club game until you get to the top is very underpaid. So I'm kind of being facetious. That wasn't the full reason I stopped. But ultimately, the thing I was the undeniable hire for was a content offer. Hey, what's up? I'm Jack Cole. I can show you the past decade of multiple careers that I've built out through my content creation journey. I was big doing gaming videos. Then we left. We figured out content production. We came back. We did YouTube again. We blew up. We got these numbers. Great. I'm an undeniable hire to teach someone how to start a YouTube channel. So that's individual value that I found in myself. You found individual value in yourself. I think that a lot of the time, how much you think self-awareness plays a role in just like people being in the wrong place and like not necessarily realizing?
Yeah, I think a lot of people maybe fall into for example, Imran Ghazi edits. This is just like a trigger word.
Notorious.
Just a trigger word for people. Imran Ghazi edits. I'm going to say it like 5 times. But
Imran Ghazi style.
Yeah, Imran Ghazi style. They maybe fall into the trap of, I'm going to learn this specific skill because I think that's what people are hiring for, because that's what is the trend or whatever. And that is going to be a detriment, because you're not going to become valuable for anything apart from what you can output. And if you can just output something which is product is Imran Ghazi style, that you're only going to be as valuable as the output. And what if somebody can do a better output than you?
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, let's go to the better one. What if someone can do the same output but for less money? Then they're going to go to the other person.
Commodity.
So you become a commodity.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to become that. You want to get to the point where you can add your more value from that is not directly correlated to just your product.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think, to be honest, a lot of people just need to understand more, like get good at other things, or get good at what their ideal client wants to get out.
Upskill.
Yeah.
But
at the same time, I know some people, it's not to no fault of their own, they developed a passion for making content and making videos, and they got really, really passionate about it. And now they're like, oh, I want to make money from my passion. But they might not be passionate about direct response ads. They might not be passionate about business or sales. They just want to make Imran Ghazi style edits because it's really fun for them, which is fine. But you have to have a little bit of self-awareness to understand, I'm passionate about this, but that might not make me as much money. I can't lie.
Real.
Air fryers are cool. But I don't love air fryers.
You telling me you don't love air fryers?
Yeah, bro.
I would have never known.
They blew up in my face because they came from America and I didn't have a transformer. So the first air fryer that I got sent to, I cooked the steak and it just blew up in my face.
Oh shit!
And it smelled like plastic and metal and stuff. So.
That's a lawsuit pending right there, yo.
Yeah, well, they're paying me.
They were your client. Yeah, exactly. Legendary. No, that's so real though. It's so real. And I think how much do you think you just got it? Because like I juggle stuff even to this day, right? That I don't 100% want to do. But part of the business, the overall vision of where I'm going, I really want to achieve that. So of course I'm gonna put a little bit of time into X or Y or a bit of admin or a bit of this, or we're fucking troubleshooting the new email sequence and it keeps going to spam. So we got the warm up sequence going, and I had the call with the guy to get the warm up going. I don't love that, but it's part of the bigger vision, right? It's part of the bigger mission. So to a certain extent, do you also think like on the other side, right? There's going to be little tasks you don't love doing in your business, right? How much do people just have to suck it up and like just like, hey, do you believe in the vision? Where are you going? For you, it was your parents. For me, it was a very similar thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm the one who's going to go achieve this. No one's going to fucking do it for me. Cool. Yeah. I'd rather be doing this than doing a McDonald's shift or an insert shitty thing you could be doing here. How much do you think people just need to, get cracking, have a little more of the hustler spirit?
Yeah, I know. A lot of people do like that, but as I said, I think it's because they don't know it exists.
Yeah.
They don't know that that's what it takes. They don't know that. For example, me getting another student, he was like, man, I've been sending cold emails all the time and I'm getting no replies. I'm like, how many have you sent?
How many?
He's like, I sent 50. I'm like, bro, firstly, getting no replies from 50 emails
it's normal
is what it looks like to do cold email. That's what it takes, right? And 50 is not enough. Some people do 50 a day.
You said 50 on a Monday morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think that's because most people don't get to that stage until they've got sold the dream of what they want to get to. Then they actually do the work and they realize it's day 35 of trying to grow this video editing business or whatever business.
Yeah.
And I'm getting no replies. I'm running out of money. I don't know how to do a sales call. I feel like I need more knowledge. And this is boring. I don't want to do this. I want to make the Imran Ghazi style videos.
Yeah. I want to grind Imran Ghazi style all day long. What's the job? Imran Ghazi? No. Fuck out of here. Don't you know who I am? I only edit Imran Ghazi.
That's so funny.
Bro, it's so true though, but were you just freelancing yourself? Like when did you start to build a team? Because one thing I'm excited about is like, we talk about principles U inside VP Plus all the time. And like think I told you to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
like, I love Principles U.
I'm an adventurer.
Yeah. Boom. There you go. Killing the game. Of course, Colombian. But ultimately, I like to get people to take Principles U. If anybody's watching this right now, Principles U is a free business personality assessment you can take. Takes about 20 minutes. You go through, answer a bunch of multiple choice questions. Tells you what area you fit in and what value you can provide, mostly in a business. Not about, what romantic partner you're going to get. Not about, what kind of dog you should buy, whatever. But
That's why I was so disappointed by the result.
yeah, exactly. It was like, God damn it. But ultimately, knowing who you are enables you to hire other people around you because they ultimately solve a problem that you're not actually tailor fitted to do. I suck at organization, but I'm a great front man. I can create a bunch of fantastic things. I'm really good at the vision, the higher view, and where we're going. And I'm a good motivator because I'm a pretty emotional guy, so I can motivate people and I can get people excited about an idea.
100%.
But I suck at fucking organization, bro. So I've had to hire Ryan Stoney P.
Shout out
my right man.
P,
Shout out to Ryan
He's
P.
so
Baby.
cool.
The legend, bro.
I love him so much.
He's a beast, bro, of course. And he's been a fantastic hire, one, because, culturally we fit, but then two, also just because he scratches an itch that I don't have. I can't do a lot of those things. I suck at it, but I'm very good at doing other things that, funny enough, after taking the personality assessment, he actually wasn't good at. So I am good in the things he's not. He's good in the things I'm not. Fantastic. Awesome. You've built a team. And actually, it's inspiring to see that it's like a family situation. That's like so sick. You've got your dad working for you.
Got my grandma like in the books.
Yeah, killing the game. Grandma's doing the accounts, fudging the numbers a little bit.
Yeah.
You got your cousin in here filming today.
Yeah.
Everybody's killing it. How did you build a team?
How did I build a team? That's a good question. I think it came more out of necessity than it did out of planning.
Yeah.
Because I'm very spontaneous. I don't like things being the same.
Yeah.
And so for me, it got to the point where I was like, okay, I need help.
yeah, doing the same things.
Yeah, I need help because whilst I loved doing the direct response ads and I was getting very good, it got to the point where I thought, maybe selfishly, I was like, I'm getting maybe too good at this or maybe too comfortable here.
Yeah.
I want to maybe find another client or do more YouTube videos or do something else. And so I was like, okay, who can I teach everything that I've learned to do these similar videos?
Yeah.
And I did try finding people on Fiverr and other editors at the time, and I didn't have a lot of connections, so for me it was really hard to find talent. But I actually was like, I looked around and I was like, my dad is here. So I was like, Dad, do you want to learn how to make these ads? And he at the time, he knew from when he was doing wedding stuff how to cut
the
on
basics.
Like a different software.
Yeah.
Then I was like, look, let me introduce you to this really amazing software called Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
And he was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, what the hell is this?
But then I showed him how to do that, and I taught him all of the stuff that I knew. And then he slowly became integrated into the team, and he was doing some of the edits to the point where now he has his own clients, which is really cool.
Huge.
Yeah. And then I did hire other people to help me with other things, with the YouTube channel. And if you're asking how I hired, it was more of a case of I want to give people the opportunity to just be creative and do their own thing. And then later I'll give them suggestions, as opposed to you should do these
tasks,
these steps,
or whatever. Yeah.
because I feel like that can maybe hinder any creative progress they might have or any ideas, because they might be like, oh, I want to try this, but he said I should do this after this step. So I might not do that.
So you gave them a lot of freedom from day one.
Almost any editor, I usually just give them a lot of freedom. Maybe some suggestions for specific things, but usually a lot of freedom. Even to this day, you know Hassie?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I had a Hassie for a VSL.
Yeah.
I gave him some suggestions, but he just took over it most of it. And then afterwards, I sent him a Loom video like, oh, this is kind of what a good VSL should have and whatnot. And so he learned a lot from that.
Beast. Hassie. Shout out to you. Absolutely.
Shout out to Hassie, yeah.
Taking my shorts to another level. I love Hassie,
yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he patterns it up.
But my best hire, I would say, no offense, Dominic, no offense, Dad, was my virtual assistant, Bianco.
Nice.
Because I was getting to the point where I was doing the coaching, I was doing the YouTube channel, I was doing the agency, and I was like, I'm still uploading the videos to the Google Drive with the client. I'm still uploading to Frame. I'm still writing these tasks and doing these things. And I was like, there's someone that's gonna do this better than me, because I am not very good at this, and I will get so bored that I might jump steps, and then I might get to the point where I'm doing things wrong.
The micro things.
The micro things. Yeah. And I found my VA Bianca, who does this way better than me.
Yeah.
Does it faster than me and is always correct.
Yeah. Huge.
So that's how I scaled the team. And obviously Dominic, I told him how to edit, my cousin, and then he now went from editing to now doing the copy for the videos. I think he's very creative in that sense.
Yeah.
And he can take an idea for like a product and kind of think about, oh, how can this really benefit someone on an emotional level, and how can we target these people? So
yeah. Huge, bro. It's fucking sick. Like, seeing your operation is fantastic. You got the whole fam getting involved. It's sick. It really is. I think that's probably a Colombian thing. I think like in like in the West, like the family all splits up. You know what I mean? They all just go. I think like yeah, man. England, they go, oh, want to go rent a house here, rent a house here. It's just like 5-10 different rents, right? All one family. Me and my brother in one house. Me and my brother. I'm 25. He's 23. We're in one house. We're grinding. We're hustling. The spirit's good, right?
Yeah.
I believe in that stuff. I had someone tell me, oh, you're so close to your family. Like, don't you want to be independent? No, I don't want to be fucking independent. I fuck with my family. I'm doing this shit for my family, bro.
Yeah.
You go be independent. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I've been independent since I was a kid. I never worked a job in my life. I always worked for me. You don't know about independence.
Yeah, I love
you know what I mean? Different level of independence. Real shit. For real, though. But you're also a YouTuber, and you've killed it. And that's how we even got tapped in together, right?
Yeah.
You have a fantastic YouTube presence, 100,000 plus subscribers. One thing that we got to talk about, who stole your plaque, bro?
Oh, bro.
Who stole your plaque? Tell this story right now. They stole the man's plaque.
Bro, do you know what? I got the plaque now.
Yeah.
But it wasn't stolen.
Oh, really?
But let me tell you the mess. The mess this was, right?
What went down?
FedEx, right, was supposed to deliver the plaque.
Yeah.
And I was watching the delivery, and it said delivered and signed for by Camilo.
No.
And I was like, sorry, mate, I haven't moved.
Yeah.
I haven't signed. So I
Been
ran
waiting for it all day.
Yeah, I ran downstairs, and I think somebody was moving out, and I was just like, where's the plaque? Like, what's going on? Where's the plaque? And then I immediately contacted FedEx, and they were like, oh yeah, we left it by the front door. And I was like, if you left it by the front door, that means I didn't sign it. So you clearly lied that I've signed it, which I didn't sign. And then basically they just, a bunch of hoops and whatever. I spoke to YouTube spoke to whoever. And like, it was so funny. YouTube was sending me an email like every 3 days saying, we're speaking with our internal team. We're still speaking with our internal team.
They thought you robbed it or something like
well,
that.
they just were. I don't even know what was going on. They're just being so slow.
Yeah.
And I was like, clearly somebody stole it. Clearly they forged it because it said YouTube on the front or something, and they must have thought it was valuable. I don't know. I was sad, bro. It was like 4 months of just sadness. I'm like, I spent all this time on his YouTube channel just to not have the plaque.
Bro.
And I was like, I would buy the plaque if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I want it to come from YouTube.
Yeah.
Turns out, so I'm driving to my parents' house with my girlfriend and the dog.
Yeah.
And then I get to, like, we're halfway through, and I get a call from my dad, and he's like, you're not going to believe this. And then my mum, he turns the camera to my mum. Mum's got this YouTube play button box.
Bro.
And I was like, what? And she's like, you wouldn't believe it. This woman came, and her 4-year-old son just had the box like this.
What?
Turns out, they gave it to the wrong flat. That flat was moving out. I said it when I said they're moving out, and so they just signed it, took it in, and then left it there. And that house has been vacant for the last 4 months because they haven't
Your
sold it.
just been next door.
It's just been next door. And I'm there like pacing, suffering. They're just
the new people move in. They're like, Cammy, oh, what is
this? Yeah, I was so angry, but I was grateful.
Bro,
I got it.
That's fucking hilarious, bro. Because I was feeling it for you, because I remember when I got my plaque back of the day, I was like, I'd completed this massive checkpoint in my mind. I was like, I've been watching YouTubers forever. I saw they had it. Now I have it. This is crazy. And when you told me, it just didn't fucking get it. Just been lost.
And then I had like 3 friends who just crossed 100K, and they were getting their plaques, and it was like so on the wound.
Yeah,
I was like,
you're just getting. I literally thought about that multiple times, like days and weeks after. It would just pop in my mind, like, wow, Cammy's getting fucked right. Literally, I'll be like, Cammy's getting fucked right now. That is so brutal. Dude, literally.
Yeah, bro.
Like, that's so brutal.
Yeah, I'll catch a glimpse of yours in the videos, and I'll be like,
yeah, bro. I was like, fucking just trying to like, let me hide that for him. Make sure.
Yeah. And my sister, bless her, she sent me this kind of wooden sign that says Cammy Sees and like a YouTube play button image. I was like, that's so nice.
Yeah. At least people were trying to go out of their way to help. Bro, that's fucking funny as shit, man.
Yeah.
So on the YouTube channel topic, YouTube, I spoke earlier about how YouTube has helped me land big clients, etc. It's a credibility thing. So there's no way you can't take a person who's trying to sell you video production services and not take a big YouTube channel as a great point of social proof that like backs up who they say they are. Mm-hmm. So how much has your YouTube channel helped you scale your business? Clients love when they hear I'm a YouTuber.
Yep.
How has it helped you scale your business?
I think it was essential for my growth because when I first did the product commercial stuff, and I was posting these videos and I was sending it to clients and be like, look, I did a whole behind the scenes video. You can see who I am. It's almost like a sales letter. Yeah. It's almost like like, here is the product and here is how I did it. So it shows you competency.
Yeah,
it's like, this guy can clearly do something, and he's
yes, bro.
confident enough to share it online for other people to see. And so they must know something that we don't know, because you gotta understand, a lot of businesses are focused on the business. They're focused on making the stuff for the business and making the business work and not set on fire.
Facts.
And so when someone says, we'll make you content, we're also content creators, they go, oh, they must know so much that we don't know.
They've solved X problem, and they're hiring a business consultant, not just hiring like that. That's the thing, like a big, massive company, they'll go pay hundreds of thousands, millions to hire consultants who have figured out one specific problem, right?
For sure.
And that's what you come in and do.
Yes. And I think a lot of people now, they really need to lean on a personal brand as a way to give them some social proof. They need to either share advice to their ideal client, or they need to share their process or behind the scenes, or document any successes they have. Because if you don't, there is somebody else out there who has done that, who is doing that, and not going to get the work that you want.
Dude, it's so true. That's like, again, shout out to Sam P. Dunn a couple weeks ago. He wants to start landing clients to scale their personal brand, right? And negotiate ownership. And that's something he's doing this year. But for the past 6 months, he just built a YouTube channel himself and got to 10K from nothing.
Exactly.
So he just scaled it. He scaled the YouTube channel to 10K. He now takes that success story and say, hey, I've made myself a key opinion leader in my industry within a short period of time. I can do the same for you. He's been on podcasts. He scaled a big channel. He's built an audience, whatever. Great. Awesome. Like, that's a case study, your own case study. You've done it for yourself. Which is fantastic. So for me, it's been mega. I said this earlier in the podcast, and I've said it before. It's like, it shows you're a practitioner, not just a theorist. Like, when you go, like, they don't give you a license until you actually drive. You do the practical test. You have to drive it, right?
Yeah.
You could ace the theory, but they don't hand you a fucking license until you do that driving test. You have to show competency in the actual real world environment. That's what YouTube does. It's like the best case study ever. But you have scaled to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Honestly, there's a funny thing. When I was looking through your initial YouTube videos, it's like when I started, it's like just random videos. Just like one day you do a tutorial, the next day you're unboxing something. It's like a Colombian version of me, literally, because all of my first videos are the same. Like, I don't know if you know this guy on Twitter. Like, his whole thing is like what you'd look like if you were Asian or black, and he just takes a person and just scans them through, and he's like, this is what you look like if you're Asian or black, or if they're black, this is what you look like if you're white or Asian, and that's the whole thing. He uses AI, shows you what you look like if you're the other race. I thought they scanned me into the this is what you look like if you're a Colombian.
I made content out of it.
Yeah, bro, exactly. This is what you look like if you're Colombian, but. You've grown a great YouTube channel. A lot of people want to do that, right? Obviously, the iteration cycle for me is crazy. Just it kind of turned into what it's turned into. I assume to a certain extent it's the same for you, but loosely, how did you scale the YouTube channel?
How did I scale it? I think I was doing before it went up in views, where I just did this.
Yeah.
I was doing what everybody else was doing. I was doing the same reviews, as you said, I was doing the same tutorials, but I was just hoping that my personality would carry it through, because that was the meta at the time.
Yes.
Be yourself and people will come and find you.
Facts.
And I was doing the videos that I thought people wanted to see, but really just the ones that I wanted to make and was interested in making them.
Yeah.
And I don't regret any of that. I'm proud of the videos that I made and the tutorials and the value that I was given, and everybody liked them. But then, like I said, I was in these car videos that nobody else was doing. And I was doing tutorials. It was so funny. Just before I did those tutorials, I told one of my friends, I'm done doing tutorials, bro. I'm done. Forget tutorials. That's long. It takes too much time. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let me do a tutorial, but let me just have fun with this tutorial.
Cool.
Let me add some memes. Let me let me add a story. Let me make some jokes.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, those tutorials started to get a lot more traction.
That where Let Us Begin came
Let Us Begin came in, and there was the knock jokes, and it was like a little bit of story of how I got to this thing. Or rather than saying, do X, Y, Z in these 3 steps, I was like, you need to do this thing for that. But when you do this is the problem. So how do you fix this problem? You do this and that. So it was kind of taking people for a journey,
like
which I think is why it worked. And plus a little bit of growth hacking, where I would take something that I knew was trending, and I'll make a video on it, or I'll take an effect that was trending. I will do the effect myself, and then I'll teach how to do the effect.
Like music video stuff, even as well. Like,
well, it was at that time that was mostly just the car stuff. Just like the art pixelize on a car, or
the logo spin,
stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's how it went about. And I had a video editor who was helping me from day one. and he helped me with some videos. But then when I did the tutorials, it was such a different style, and I had the same issue a lot of business owners have.
Yeah.
I was like, I can only do this style.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, this is
always
what I
think
can
that.
do, and no one else can do it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, let me just give it the start to him and figure it out. And he did,
Yeah.
and he's doing a very good job. His name's Patrick, so
Beast.
Shout out to
Shout
Patrick.
out to Patrick. Absolutely, Donnie. Interesting. So you scaled up, and was there a major like growth curve for you? Like, was it like plodding along for a while, not much happening, and then was it the car stuff that really took it to another level?
It was so interesting because the car stuff popped off. I went to South America for 2 months to visit Colombia for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah.
So that was like a big trip. And in the middle of Costa Rica, in like it was called Dolphin Bay Hideaway. I was with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was editing a video on how to edit a car reel start to finish. I was like, oh, this is fun, whatever, post.
Yeah.
That video got like 100K in like a few days.
Yeah, crazy.
And I was like, how am I doing this from so far away? I had a bit of an epiphany where I thought, because prior to that, I was like just every day working, blah, 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 thinking I can't see anybody, I can't do anything.
Yeah, hustle mode.
Yeah, and then whilst in the middle of South America, I just achieved this thing, and I was like, okay, cool. So now I kind of took a step back, and I had taken some weeks off. I was like, okay, let me just focus on quality. Let me make everything as interesting and as fun, as valuable as possible.
Yeah.
And then the peaks started to kind of slowly go up and up, and then it kind of flatlined.
Yeah.
And then it went down.
Yeah.
And then it stayed down.
Yeah. So would you say the car stuff like it was popping a little bit more like a couple years ago or something like that?
I think it is. I think what my issue was, I stopped focusing so much on the tutorials and was like, okay, car videos are cool.
Yeah.
Car videos are fun, they get views, whatever. But car videos don't make money.
Yeah.
And I realized this practically because I got a client in Southampton to do videos for. It was a tuning company. And I was actually doing these car reels type edits for them. But then what I realized was those fancy car edits, they weren't really getting them sales. They weren't getting them calls. The videos that did was when I combined that with somebody talking about the car and what it would be like when the car was tuned. Or this BMW is great. Don't get the one up. Get this one, then tune it, and you get the comfort of the driving, but you get the power of the other one.
It's like a how-to, like a hack almost.
Yeah, and like kind of being more personal.
Yeah.
And those videos, I was in the office when I made like a Land Rover video, and they were getting a call. Hi, I just saw a Land Rover video. It was so good. He's like, that was another one. And
Damn, sick.
I was like, are you kidding me? So this video I made directly impacted the business.
And you can see it live right there as well,
And I was kind of like, this means that I don't really, like, these videos aren't, I almost feel a bit guilty. Like, I'm teaching these effects and these videos, but people are going to want to use these for client work, but they're not going to really get people client videos. So I kind of moved away from that a bit to try and do more money making tutorials and trying to help people actually make money from the stuff that they wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's how we game to be tapped in. And you know, you're a mentor in VP Plus now, which is fucking awesome. Everything's been dope. I forget when you even hit me up, like fucking in this maybe just off the back of the summer or something like that.
I think so, yeah.
September.
Because I saw what you were doing, and I was like, this is exactly the kind of stuff that I want to be doing in my own style.
Yeah.
But you had your little community going on.
Yeah.
And that community started growing really quickly.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I would love to just collaborate.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to really compete with you. I wanted to kind of join forces.
Yeah.
And be like, I have some value to add. You have a lot of value there. Let's boom.
Yeah. And to me, that's it. Like, you know, like the competitive mindset is important. And, you know, I definitely have that, but I've always been a strength in numbers kind of guy. Like I've always been a rally the team together kind of guy. Like, let's go. This is the collective vision. Let's find a way to make it, you know, worth it for everybody involved. And I think incentivizing people properly is a big part of it. You can't expect people to be on board with the vision, et cetera, if they're not properly incentivized, and if, you know, if they can't see some ownership, et cetera, in themselves. So that's a whole, you know, probably a topic for another day, probably a deep-rooted topic, but with everything we've talked about today, taking it back to the viewer who's watching this, who is in that earlier stage, who's getting started, et cetera, who I always try and just provide the most value to, that's the people who are listening. I said I was going to ask you this before we started as well. With everything we've talked about, right, what would you do if it was day one and you had to get back to where you are right now? Most viewers are towards the early days of their career, like we talked about, 1 to 5K. I know it's a big variation, but that's the area. What would you do to get back to where you are right now? What are some big opportunities now that didn't exist back then?
Yep.
we'll talk about that second.
Right. It was like a loaded question.
I know it was. It's like bow, bow, bow.
Yeah. No, this is great. If I was starting from scratch, I think the best way to get clients at this stage, with the level of the way the market is, the level, the sophistication of the clients that are going to pay you good money for, I'd find out what industry, what niche, what space I'm interested in, but I can also make videos for that are going to benefit them. I will then find some footage somewhere or take someone's videos, re-edit them, send it to them, so that and then just do that until I get a client. Yeah. And then when I get that one client, I'm going to focus on nothing else but get them the best results I can possibly get them. So that's going to be not make the videos look good, make the videos get results and really speak to them and really be like, okay, well, what's working, what's not working? I'm going to just do that. Because then if I can develop that relationship with that client, I can use them as a case study. And from any person that I've spoken to, I had a call with somebody yesterday. His name's Ayman, and he's growing. He's at like a 60K a month agency doing YouTube videos for people. Yeah. He does strategy too. He said for every case study that he released on his site, he had a massive boost in his revenue. So if I was to focus on just making one good case study, I know that case study will get me a boost in revenue. Then I'll just milk the case study for content. And then I'll just rinse and repeat that.
And then it's a domino effect where you've got one tangible case study. You take that helps you get the next job easier, which you've already solved the problem. So you get them a fantastic tangible case study, and then your repertoire grows, of course. I think that's huge right there. And to a certain extent, I think it's never been easier, in my opinion, because you have absolute decentralization of the communities. There's more coaches, communities, information is easier to get and better packaged than ever before. On top of that, the tech has caught up. Like you've got, I leave this up to Ryan P, but we got fantastic Zapier integrations that are automating stuff that I didn't even know. Zapier is fucking incredible, right? That's a product that's been building out. You've got ChatGPT. We use GPT-4 in a constant state, whether it's iterating content ideas or taking transcripts and making it have a nice write-up so we can put that on so many things that would have taken literally hours now are streamlined and easier than ever before. SaaS products, communities, etc. So to a certain extent, you could say, well, that means it's more saturated than ever before. But I actually think it's easier because I couldn't find a you or a me back in the day who'd built the video editing career and was telling you how to do it from a freelancer perspective. Didn't exist.
Didn't exist. Coaches didn't exist. I mean, communities like VP Plus didn't exist. And kind of the stuff that didn't exist back then is the stuff that right now is what the people that actually use it, like coaches, like communities, like asking for help and being involved with people that are doing the same thing, is what's going to allow you to stick out. The people that are actually doing that are going to get it's going to be more of a unfortunate, but what do you call it? A gap between the poor editor and the rich editor. Because the richer editor or the richer content creator is going to have the connections from all these other creators, just like anywhere else in life. Most wealthy people hang out with other wealthy people because those wealthy people get them connections so they can do business to get more wealthy. It's the same thing, but now it's the barrier to entry to that is much lower and more accessible.
Big time. And it's like, they've just literally essentially commoditized the high ticket mastermind space from back of the day. Like there's been Richard Branson on Necker Island. He used to do I forget the price ticket, but you pay some amount of money, you come down there for the mastermind, right? $500,000, something like that. And Grant Cardone hosts his conferences. All these people, insert name here, right? Just using a couple that are in my brain. So for the wealthiest people in society, this has been a practice that's gone on for a long time. The Soho House. That's the whole concept of a private community, right? Like one of the more commercial ones. On the other side, you could say Annabelle is in London, or you could say the Masons or whatever. That's a little bit of a dodgy one, right? So there's always been some communities, right?
Imagine, are there any freelancers, editors, and Masons?
Probably there's got to be a couple for sure, myself included. But ultimately, I really do think it's easier than ever before. And you find what you want to find. So if you're one of those people that's it's too oversaturated, I shouldn't have to put my time into something up front and fucking risk them not replying. Well, then you're gonna get what you find. You're gonna get what you go look for. You're gonna get no clients. If you're an abundance mentality, there's clients out there. I just haven't found them yet. Let me put some value into this. Let me really show them that I'm the man. oh, who would have known? The gates opened up for that person.
I think people need to really understand that there is a lot of money out there to be made if you really want to find it. It's not, I'm just saying that I've seen small creators that maybe have 500 followers that have big coaching programs that are spending, you know, I don't know, 5K a month on a video creator to help them make the videos. Like, it's there. Yeah. If you haven't found it, it's because you haven't looked hard enough. And if you're looking and you can't find anybody, that's what looking hard enough is. You need to look harder than that.
Yeah, hard, exactly. Because, like, again, abundance mentality. It's out there. You just have to go find it.
Can we talk about how the people in VP Plus are doing so well?
Bro, fantastic.
Some of them are killing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's do it. Lead it off, and I'll throw some on.
Huh?
Who in particular do you think we want to talk about?
Steva? The recent guy there was one guy.
Oh yeah, killer.
Yeah, I gave him an opportunity.
Yes.
He killed the opportunity.
Yeah.
And he got hired by a massive creator called Jordan Bound.
Yes.
And this is the thing, like, I know these big creators, so I can, and those big creators might need content, and so I can actually help other people get work. So he did, was it 3K or something a month?
Said closed a long-term high-paying client plus 2 long-term small-paying clients. I'm going to make around 6 to 7 shorts per day for around $3,000 a month plus. I'm quitting my 9 to 5 this week. Going to destroy this year. Air quotes, I'm living in Eastern Europe where the average salary is $450 a month, so this is amazing money.
Yeah.
He's making close to 10x, right? Like 6, 7, 8x, something like that. 3K, 450, 3K, whatever. Yeah. Off the back of being in VP Plus for a couple weeks, and alley-oop you gave him, you said, yo, here's the content creator, go after it. He went after it.
Yeah.
Absolutely crushed it.
And nothing makes me happier than seeing people in a less developed country making so much money that's going to help their families for like years to come.
Huge.
And just from doing something on your computer, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's legend. And that I love that you take it there, because that's where you know, that's your backstory, right? Colombia, you're trying to help the fam. Let's make this something that's not a selfish endeavor. It's actually impacting my people, my tribe, my family, and like someone like that, Steva, shout out to you, who you know, has literally just secured an income that's like close to 10x his local salary, right? Yeah. Absolutely insane. Again, the family's eating better. Everybody's in a better situation. We've got that Juh guy who came through. He's making like 5 G's a month after a few weeks. Obviously, we just had Nico in here recently. Yeah. He's doing, you know, crazy cash at 18 years old, working with some of the biggest streamers in the world. 18, bro.
He looks a bit older than 18.
He does, I know. Motherfucker looks 37, bro. For real. Nico, bro. It's a good thing, bro. It's a good thing, bro. They keep IDing.
You might need some SPF on your skin, bro.
Bro, listen, fucking, they still ID. We were having a conversation. They ID us still. You're 26, I'm 25.
Bro, it's embarrassing.
Bro, my younger brother's 23, bro. He ain't been ID'd once since he was like 19 and a half.
I had a call yesterday, and he was like, how old are you? I'm like, guess. He's like, 22. I'm like,
yeah, bro. Fucking 35 years old, bro.
Yeah, it's less clickbaity. I can't say I'm making this money at 26. It's like, okay, mate.
Yeah.
All right.
You should be. It's like,
you really should be at this point.
I know, bro. It's so funny, bro. But it's so true, man. What do you think? So say you're someone who's watched this whole podcast, you loved it, you got some great information, some great value, you now want to come and tap in with us one-on-one, get access to us directly in VP Plus.
Yep.
What is a differentiator, you think? What would make them be able to maximize the community and really achieve a result?
Right. So if you join a community at VP Plus, you need to know that almost everybody there is either at the same stage as you, or they're trying to level up, or they're above you, right? Mm-hmm. And so if you're joining a community like this, you need to really take advantage of it. I've joined communities, and in the times that I got the most results was when I was actually engaging and asking questions and maybe connecting with people. Big. And then that led me to certain things. So 100%, if you see opportunities for work there, take it. If you see opportunities to learn, take it. If you have any questions, no such thing as a stupid question. So if you're struggling with something, there's 100% somebody else is going to struggle with it there.
Yeah.
And, you know, just try and problem solve everything that you have in your business until you get to where you want to be.
Yeah. And it's just about, you know, product of your environment, straight up. Like, you are a product of your environment. If you are around, it's the you know, the age-old saying, if you got 3 friends who are killing the game, you're going to be the 4th or whatever, right? I paraphrase it a little bit, but ultimately, that's, I think, a beautiful way to end it, because that's the truth. Like, when we look at the killers who've come in and had undeniable success, they're loud. They come. They join the voice chat. They ask a question. They're coming to get involved in talking to the other people. They're making friends. Although we have an amazing content hub and amazing courses and all that, I really think the value in VP Plus that's still even better than the courses, even better than the assets, even better than insert thing here, the practice projects. It's the people.
Yeah,
it's
people.
Making connections with the people. And you know.
And if you're shy or introverted, maybe just send someone a message.
Facts, DM, exactly.
DM them.
And like, I'd go a step further and say probably most people in VP Plus are introverted. I mean, like, you know, at the end of the day, most creatives are introverted. Creativity and like being a fucking extrovert, they're kind of like two different areas of the brain, to be honest with you. So I think like there's no bad question. We flat out kick people out if they're a dick, straight up. You know, we've got a whole terms and conditions that shows like a message if someone.
I'm on my last strike.
Yeah, bro. Cammy has been bullying me pretty brutally. Right? He told me it was a safe space. I came in. He's been bullying. No, Cammy, you're a fucking beast, bro. It was a pleasure to have you on the podcast, bro. Tell people where they can go find you.
Bro, just VP Plus.
That's what I'm talking about. Link down below, baby. Link down below.
Bro, this was awesome, bro.
Motherfucking legend.
Appreciate that.
We gotta do that.
Yeah, that was embarrassing, bro.
People, don't cut it there. You saw we fixed it. We fixed the handshake. We can now officially end it. Join VP Plus right now. Affiliate link down below. See you inside.
Peace, guys.